Welcome to yet another interesting conversation here on the Nevon Network. And today on the conversation, we're having one with the presidential candidate of the NDC, the presidential candidate of the NDC. Peter Obi is right here with us, former governor of Anambra State. Great to have you, Mr. Peter Obi, right here with us on the platform.
Thank you. This has been a very, very long
interview coming.
Let me apologize that all this while we kept changing the date, the time, the days. This period has been very difficult for me, very painful, trying to just adjust this or that and everything. But thank you that we finally were able to come together to talk.
Thank you so much. So, guys, like I said before, this interview is going to be an eye-opening session, and we're going to hear from the presidential candidate of the NDC. My first question to you will be this deregistration that happened. What's your take about this deregistration that has happened? Because some people are saying NDC, there are also cases against NDC in courts. Can they be next?
Well, for me, it's very unfortunate. And you see me condemn it in all ramifications. I believe that it is a time our judiciary help our democracy. It shouldn't be. That's all I can say. They should allow parties, no matter the number, to be able to present their candidates for election and for the independent electoral commission and to conduct the election and ensure that the election is free and fair. We might in the future put up other regulations that can make our elections to be more organized. There's countries where you can't participate in presidential election unless you've been part of a previous election and received at least 25% of the vote cast. That's what it is in Indonesia. Or 3/4 of the Senate, or what they call their own assembly, sign for you, endorsement for you to contest. So we might put other things, but for now we don't have, because our own democracy is not operating the way others do. We can only rely now to have a free, credible election to be able to elect a competent government that will look at the future of our democracy.
Okay. I'd like to ask you, infighting in your political party, some people feel disgruntled. One of your lieutenant, Aisha Yusuf, feel disgruntled. Serake Diskin has come out to say that nobody's doing anybody a favor. What's happening in your political party? In fact, there were allegations that came out recently that Kenneth Okonkwo made you take him to court for 5 billion as regards monies exchanging hands in your political party. People are saying the NDC is not different from the APC you are castigating, and you are saying you are the ones that will change the order of things for democracy.
Let me assure you that whatever you think is infighting our party is nothing compared of what you see in other parties, and there's no issue. It's an issue when you have an organization. There's at times some disagreements or minor issues which we've been talked over, it's been resolved, and everything. And that's it. The issue of taking Kenneth Okonkwo to court wouldn't have been there if only Kenneth stopped at even allegation. But he said he has a lot that he will talk in the future.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that when I said, I'm taking you to court, he said, now that he's been taken to court, that he will now be able to disclose or bring in the open all those things he wanted to keep behind. I think Rufai, as a leader, this is time to scrutinize, avail ourselves for scrutiny by the public, so people can hear all the bad things about us, because it is important that our future leaders must be who they say they are, in terms of character, in terms of integrity, in terms of competence, in terms of qualification, in terms of everything. So once he said that, I said, wait a minute, we must go further. So they can help. Because some of the things we're seeing today that the young ones are doing are examples they've learned from our leaders. So this is time to ensure that those who are coming to lead us now must be people of character.
So you want Kenneth to go and expose you. That's why you're taking him to court.
Everything. No, don't.
Because he threatened that it's not a good thing.
Not just Kenneth. Yeah. Everybody should not say those things they know that is bad about me or I did that is wrong, because it's good for the system. It's good for the society. So if you know that when we were in primary school, this man was cheating or didn't go to the primary school, didn't go to secondary school, didn't do, if you know this man had done something criminal somewhere, this is time to bring it out. We must not allow the next set of our leaders to have a record that is doubtful.
Okay. Arabambi, I don't know if you might know him, he was with you in the Labour Party.
Yes.
He said that you took a lot of the monies between you and yourself and Aisha Yusufu, the Labour Party donations, that you people monopolized the Labour Party donations. What's your take on that? Are you also ready? Because he also said he has some things against you, and he has, you know, things that...
Well, you know, we cannot go by people talking nonsensical, you know, and listen to them. He said that we took from Labour Party account 10 billion naira, $13 million. You see, he mentioned an account. So there's, where is the account? You know, you can't just go and listen to people who are walking on the street and talking. We will be wasting everybody's time. I want to see, you know, in his own case, I consider it just, I don't know how to describe it. But then, maybe I'm going to include him very soon on people who I want them to come and prove.
So you will sue Arabambi too?
He's a faceless person without address.
Okay, so it's difficult to sue faceless people?
Yes, and if you are you going to be, people are just moving around, you know? Can you invite him and invite me? Can you are an investigative journalist. If Arabambi can show you an evidence of an account where he can allege that 1% of what he said is missing, I'll stop campaigning.
You stop campaigning?
1%.
Okay.
If he can show you an account where there's a missing $130,000 and 30 million naira.
You stop campaigning. Okay. A lot of people are also, because these are some of the things they say, a lot of people are also talking about your time as governor. They said that was how you also owned an account offshore abroad, Panama Papers released and things like that. And they are saying that you've not been held accountable also for that. I know you've given explanations in the past, but they're also bringing that issue up, election period.
They shouldn't bring it up. Everything that concerns me was properly declared, and when that came out in the paper, it was so many things were alleged. I would say the authorities investigated it, and it's very straightforward. Rufai, in this country today living, I am the only person who can claim, I don't know any other one, that when I finished being governor, the day I left office, 17th of March 2014, that Rufai, the government which I served on, was not owing any salary to anybody that is due to receive his salary from government. Any pension or gratuity, no contractor who has executed his job will say he's being owed. No contractor who have supplied will say he's being owed. And the month I left, while I left 17th, I provided enough money to pay salary of that month, pension, gratuity for that month, and left in covers of Anambra State government $150 million. Left 36 billion naira, and about the same amount in investment the day I left. All these things people are saying, oh, he took money here. Have you ever seen any thief who have left what he can steal, even in church? When you go to church, they say, mind your phone. I left $150 million. Nobody asked me to save in dollars, though. I saved money for Anambra State in dollars. Save money for them in naira. If the dollars are left is still there today, Anambra State would have been sitting on over $300 and something million. Dollars. Nobody asked me. I did it myself, and I left it there. So how can I leave it there and be running around with all these small people and taking 10 million naira here, taking 1 million naira here? No, it's not necessary.
Okay. Another question I would like to ask you. A lot of people have said you are always chickening out of problems. That's why you left the ADC. That you are not ready to be able to face a candidate like Atiku in a party primary. That after coming together with them, you chickened out and you walked away. And the same thing too, you couldn't harmonize Labour Party. What's your reaction to all of that?
They are very right. When people put fire in your house, you don't stay.
Who put fire in your house?
No, I don't know. You know what the government of today is doing. They should actually thank me for being able to anticipate the problems of tomorrow and going away from it. They can't say I walk away from problem. Rufai, when I became governor, go and ask people in Anambra State. Anambra was one of the most difficult states to govern. I brought peace, a bit of unity, security, transformation in it. You can go and check the records. They are there. They're open. Go and see comments of the former IG of police, where he said Anambra is the safest state in the past 5 years. The record is there. Go and look at what NECO wrote in 2013, that Anambra is the best result. This is a result of effort of doing the right thing. On people talking about primaries and everything, yes. And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong in a party having coalition and going to. The best and most popular president of Indonesia today is a man known as Joko Widodo. A coalition came together and brought him to come and be their candidate. So they can do that. In this country, we have not been able, the political class have not reached a point where they say, let's sacrifice for the country. Rufai is better. Let's go with him. Rufai must be subjected to all sorts of marginalization, and I choose what I choose because for me, the commitment is about serving the country.
Okay. So you chose what you chose because commitment is about serving the country, not because you can play the politics to ensure that you at least stabilize. Because people are asking, how will you stabilize the country if you see crisis? Is that how you are going to run?
Rufai, a man who subjects himself to a general election can be running for primary. So there must be something within that space that he doesn't want to. Otherwise, I'm not asking Nigerians to enthrone me without the election. What is the difference between primary election and general election? I've subjected myself to general election. What they're talking about is like you want to go and play in the big league, and people who are playing street match want you to say, why are you not playing in the street? Because they know that in the street there's no rules. Anybody can just do this, no referee. They can even break your leg. So I want to play where the system is. Let there be free and fair election in Nigeria. You know that in the last election, I won. Forget about
where's your proof that you won?
Forget about the proof.
They didn't declare
One day, they won't declare me. Yeah. But I can tell you, I've contested election in Nigeria as a presidential candidate and won. Leave who was declared. One day, the story will be told. For now, I can tell you, I'm offering myself.
But we don't have evidence.
I'm offering myself for general election in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about the one day the process will be correct. The process will be transparent, and it will happen.
This time around, you're going. If you don't win this time, this is going to be your last time. You're not going to run for president again.
Well, for me, it depends on what happens, right? I don't want to say it because people might think maybe I'm saying because of some people. I believe that if at this morning, you will not believe this, a secondary school people asked me a question. If you run this time, will you run again? And I said no. He said, why? I said, because if I don't run now, by the next time it comes, believing in the zoning formula, it will go north. And if it goes north in 2031, by the time it comes again to south, I told him I'll be 78 years old. I don't think I'll be doing this at that age.
So this is your last time to run?
But I said it depends. If it's still in south, in the next election, maybe, but the probability is very slim.
No, but it will be in the north because we have to respect the zoning arrangements.
Well, I don't know. Till after the election. But I can tell you, if what I told you now is what will happen, I will not be running.
Why is it that you couldn't work with Atiku?
No, who said I couldn't work with Atiku?
I mean, but you left the ADC.
Can't you see what's happening in ADC?
Is it some people are asking, is it a must that you must be on the presidential
No,
ballot?
no. Can't you see what is happening in ADC?
Yes, I've seen what is happening in ADC.
And you think and anybody should stay there?
But
when you sit
people
there,
are also saying NDC too has been taken to court as regards your party registration. When you talk about court cases,
no, we don't have that. We don't have 3 presidential candidates now. We don't have that situation. The situation, every situation has its own decision. When the court decides that we're not there, that's it. And you ask, is there a must that must be
on the presidential
ballot? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm offering myself. I was there.
The question people are asking, Kwankwaso was on the presidential ballot in the last election, but today he's your running mate, he's your vice.
There's nothing wrong in that. Let me tell you. You can't even ask me that. Let me tell you, in the last election, if you add Abuja because they've added Abuja, if you add Abuja because they've added Abuja as a state now, Kwankwaso won one of the states. President Tinubu, Vice President Atiku and myself had 3 states, 12 states each. Even that happened because they took 2 of mine. They took Rivers and Benue. Otherwise, I would have had 14. As I said, if they did the right thing, I won. But however,
are you going to tell us the story of how they took Rivers and Benue from you?
You know, everybody knows. Even children on the street know that. Everybody knows that. Even in INEC portal for a long time, it was there. The result was very clear. But that's not what I'm challenging today. But to tell you that you cannot tell somebody who won 12 states, is there a must? He must be on ballot. When other people want 12 states, you can no longer take me as a marginal contender.
Okay, but President Tinubu is making inroads into the East. A lot of your kinsmen, like your governor, openly come out to declare for President Tinubu.
No, they were there.
Openly come out to declare, and most of the governors in the Southeast, some of them have switched to the APC. In fact, people like Umahi are saying that this is the true Biafra they need. That's President Tinubu. You know what he has done? He has revolutionized the Southeast. How do you feel? Why is that your people do not believe in you? Your Kenneth Okonkwo that was with you before, last election, is not speaking for you again.
Okay, thank you very much. All these people you mentioned, apart from Kenneth Okonkwo, were not with me in the last election. So nothing has changed. It wasn't a case of there were too many governors. Let me tell you, there was no single governor with me in the last election. In fact, let me even tell you, I'm even exaggerating. There was no councillor. I did not have one elected councillor with me in the last election. I didn't have a local government chairman, no governor, no commissioner, no minister. So what has changed is even better now. I have some senators. At least I have 2 senators. I have 11 House of Rep members. So it's actually improved now. But I'm telling you that in the last election, I didn't have anybody with me. All I want is free, fair, credible election. Today, I'm working with Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, which I'm very happy with. Happy with because
this is a man that called you names in the last election.
No, forget that. Happy, let me tell you why I'm happy. Forget about yesterday and names he called me. Happy because one thing you must learn and see in Kwankwaso is that he believes in pulling people out of poverty. He believes that a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody. And that's where 2 of us can work together to transform this country.
So all of a sudden you're saying we should forget what he said about you.
No, what did he say about me? He didn't say I'm a thief. He didn't say I'm a thief. There's nowhere where Kwankwaso said I'm a thief. Okay. There's no people who say this thing. You can find a place where he said I'm more qualified.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong in that.
Okay.
So many people say they are more qualified than me. But I'm saying, and it's true, So many Nigerians are more qualified than me to be elected, but they are not in ballot. Among those who are in ballot are most qualified. Because, yes, you might be a professor, anybody, anything, but among those who are in the ballot is the people that are going to be elected. You cannot go and be electing people. It's like going to a game. You cannot be a spectator and be talking about medal. I'm in the field, I'm playing. I'm a competitor.
Inroads into the north is another one. A lot of people are saying, in the last election, you didn't do quite well in the north. The last election, you didn't do quite well. This time around, it might not change.
Well,
is there a strategy for inroads? Because you can't win the presidency without winning the north.
There's no the strategy is that I'm telling them, I can solve your problem. There's no strategy. Rufai, what I want to do is to turn around this country. And my commitment is total. And it's something that people can look at the past, where this man has passed. In small business, in corporations where he served, in where he served as a governor. So it's not something you just say, oh, well, nobody's sure of what is going to happen. There's a verifiable evidence. So if you say you're a person of integrity, let's go where we gave you the last money to manage. What happened to the money? And I've said it now. Show me any other person who left the amount I left while not owing anybody. And I've left that place. Rufai, Anambra State have not bought me a bottle of water since I left. When they are supposed to have a law which they wanted me to sign, to say they will build a house for me in Lagos, build a house for me in Abuja, build a house for... I didn't. Because I said, what I say, I preach. What I preach is what I do.
Okay. I would like to take you on some of the very key issues. These are some of the criticisms against you. They say your criticisms of President Tinubu is quite very shallow. And I'll tell you why. Number one, you hardly prefer solutions to what you will have done as regards pertinent national situation. For instance, while you were giving one of your speeches recently, you said you add 4,000 extra megawatts, you're targeting 10,000 megawatts. Can you give us a breakdown by breakdown of how you are even going to achieve that 10,000 megawatts of electricity?
Rufai, what people do here is to, because P2B does not have sophistication of media and everything, to make what I say look like, oh, nobody has said it. Somebody said, if I don't give you power, don't vote for me. Did he tell you how he's going to give you power? So why must my own be in the marketplace?
But you are saying you are different. Can you tell us?
I'm different because where I promised it as governor, I delivered it. And I've said, and I repeat, that in 4 years, we will generate, transmit, and distribute at least 10,000 megawatts of electricity.
How are you going to do it?
No, I'm not going to tell you how. It is not for you to know how. It is for you to look at the man who is saying this. Go and check political promises all over the world. It's for you to look at who is saying this. Rufai is saying it. Can we trust Rufai? Somebody just said, if I don't give you, don't vote for me. He didn't even add 1 megawatt. Instead, he went down. And he's telling you again.
But power production increased.
No.
I mean, we produce more than what we're producing in 2023.
Listen, forget about it. Rufai. Nigeria today, since 2015, no new power plant had been commissioned. Not one. By this government. That's when I mean government investing in it. No new one. And in the next coming years, it will not happen because it takes at least 3 years to do one. So that promise was fake. If you compare it to countries like Indonesia, between 2015 and 2025, Indonesia added 70,000 megawatts of electricity. India, within the same period, added 171,000 megawatts. These are things you can go and verify. Egypt, within 2015 and 2021, added 28,000. Rufai, I was in Egypt, visited the power plants. I was in Indonesia, visiting, even met the president. So, Rufai, I know what I'm talking.
So, are you?
I will.
You will. So you're saying you will do it. How will you do it?
I know how I'm going to do it because it's not for me.
No,
I said,
no, but Nigerians need to know.
They don't need to know.
We can't do blind trust.
They don't need to know. They need to believe in me. That what they want to do is that maybe they've hired you for me to everything I said. They come rushing and go, no. Rufai, I will do it. I will even do more. I know what it means because I know that
so you're not going to tell us
the industries in Kano today are not working. I know what to do to provide that to Rufai. That's why I visited this plant. Which other candidate are taking time to go to these countries and see what they're doing?
So, Mr. Obi, it's not about visiting the plant. It's about telling us how you will do it, how you will get.
They're not rocket science. They're not rocket science. What those countries do is not rocket science. It's not as if I'm going to bring what is not there. What they did is very simple. And Rufai, my commitment is that I'll deliver it.
Okay.
I have my name on it.
I want to ask you another, but you've not told us how you're going to do it.
Yes.
I want to ask you another question.
Yes.
In a case where you are not on this ballot, maybe because of a court case or something, what will happen?
What will I do if they don't want me to be on it? Rufai, I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. I'm desperate to see these young people have a means of livelihood. I'm desperate to see people stop from stealing public money. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work. Today, all over the world, Nigerians are running to Niger, to Ghana, to this, because there's no opportunity in their country. In a country that God blessed with everything, I will start the transformation of this country by first Rufai uniting this country, bringing it together to be a country every person will be proud of, ensure social inclusion, start making Nigerians believe and verifiable, reducing the level of poverty. And to do this, the transformation starts from
okay, how will you do all this you've said?
Investing in critical areas of development.
Like power?
Not just power, education.
How will you do it?
How to say why do it?
Education. Rufai, how will you invest in education? How will you invest in power?
You need to go and see what I did in education in Anambra State. Investing in education, investing in health, pulling people out of poverty. Rufai, these things can look, they are not rocket science. There are things that are there. We're doing it now. You declare that this thing, people must go through technical training to be able. Countries after countries have done this. Rufai, if you go to Indonesia, they have Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Businesses. If you check today, 90% of employment in Indonesia comes from this class.
You see, the question about how I'm asking Mr. Peter Obi is the fact that there must be a strategy which is embedded in your manifesto document, which will give Nigerians a template of how you're going to navigate. As the NDC released the manifesto?
No, don't worry. You will see it.
Okay, so you are going to put it in your manifesto?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course. They will be there.
What you keep criticizing President Tinubu as regards subsidy removal. What would you have done?
Remember, I didn't criticize him. I said I would have removed subsidy.
How would you have done it?
Eh?
How would you have done it?
I keep saying, one, in an organized manner.
What's
I
this
wouldn't
organized manner?
I wouldn't have gone to inauguration and announced it. That's the
Okay.
first thing.
Okay.
I would have sat down with the operators in that industry, because we know that in that subsidy there's a huge criminality. I would have sat down with them, removed it, so we know exactly the amount we are subsidizing and deal with it. That is the organized manner. I would have done the same thing in financial deregulation, but in doing this too, the most important thing is that you cannot do the two of them and not add fighting corruption head on. Because that's why Rufai, we've removed subsidy. We deregulated the naira. What is the impact on the average Nigeria?
Paying poverty, deprivation.
Thank you. What is the impact? What is the impact in our finances? We borrowed more money than we used to borrow when we were doing subsidy.
Okay, the argument of this government as regards the borrowing is that what increased the debt was the devaluation of the currency. That's part of the
Don't go there. Don't go there. Well, all these things is because of stealing. Let's not go because of waste. Simultaneously, when you're removing subsidy, is to tackle government waste and corruption head on. You cannot. Today we have a monetary side, what the CBN and the CBN governor and his team is doing, being fairly well run. But unfortunately, you have a reckless fiscal side. So you cannot have that combination. It's a simple thing.
But Tinubu put in that CBN governor that you claim is doing well.
No. Let me say, it's not a question of who put in and who didn't put. I said the physical side has always been the problem of Nigeria.
So what's happening to the
The
fiscal
CBN
side?
governors, whether yesterday or today, I'm not blaming any of them. Because at the end of the day, it's just monetary side. But the physical side is reckless. And that reckless is embedded in waste. Cost of governance is unacceptable. And corruption. If you deal with this, then you could be able to see the savings in the subsidy removal, the savings in whatever decision you've taken, and you apply them in what I'm saying, critical areas of development, which is.
But you're saying that, but this government is saying they've been able to ramp up how much they get in revenue. They've increased tax revenue. They've gotten more money from the revenue, and they're applying it back into the economy.
In fact, they in celebrating their 3 years, they show that they've been able to increase from 36 trillion. They've been able to increase from 16 trillion to 35 trillion. So where is this increase? Where is it impacting? Within the same period, your poverty level have increased from 87 million to 140 million. In fact, the more they increase revenue, the more they throw people into poverty. So there's something wrong. You're taxing poverty. You're taxing on productivity. That is, for you to increase your tax, you must increase production.
How are you going to increase that production?
By doing the right things.
What are
By
they?
investing. We just talk about power.
Yes.
We just talk about education. So you have skilled people, because people are building factories and hiring people from outside because they have no skilled workers. People by health, by interest. So productivity is not. Rufai, this has been done by countries.
So you will have removed subsidy too on the currency. You'll have devalued the naira too.
Yes, but like I said, in an organized manner, you cannot devalue when you have nothing to sell. You need to increase your productivity.
So will you wait until you have something to sell before you devalue the naira?
You do it. That's why you do it gradually. That's why it's done all over the world.
So for you, it was just gradualism. That's
You must do things in organized manner. You don't just come and be acting as if you're a drunken sailor. Everything
So,
must go
so on those
overnight.
two policies, you're saying you agree with Tinubu, but the way it will
No, I said it now. Go and look my this thing. I was shouting I would do it. Not that I agree with him. I was saying I would do it. But I would have done it differently. And I'll be doing it with, number one, cutting cost of governance, which I've shown in the past, and fighting waste, corruption. You must do it simultaneously. Otherwise, it's like what you're trying to do is that you're here. Whatever you bring in here, they'll steal it. Then you'll still go outside and be trying to collect everything. Everybody will see, give me this. Once you bring it in, it's stolen.
Okay, I want to quickly ask you this. Security. You cannot do all of this you're saying without security. Our kids are in the bush. If you were commander-in-chief, what will you do with our kids being in the bush and our teachers beheaded? General Rabi, in fact, about 3-4 generals were killed. If you were commander-in-chief, what would you do?
What you say again is, what you say again, you start saying me, how are you going to do it?
How?
I will not tell you.
Why?
But be rest assured.
Because Nigeria people
Be
need
rest
to
assured.
know.
No. Nigerians are not asking that. It is people who don't know what to do. Commitment. I fought criminality in Anambra State. Go and ask people, head on. You must show commitment.
Is it commitment that solves problem of criminality?
Commitment solves the problem of everything.
Okay, you think President Tinubu is not committed to solving the problem?
Well, I don't say there's a complicity somewhere. Don't worry.
But this talk about, I'm happy you talked about complicity.
Yeah.
This talk about complicity, even Goodluck Jonathan said the same many years ago, that there's a complicity somewhere.
So when you come in, you deal with it.
How will you deal with it?
I said I've done it in the past. Just go and ask people. When I came into Anambra, even the famous kidnapper Evans said I sent them out of Anambra State. He said in his own interview, go and check his interview. He said Peter will sent us out of Anambra State. Everybody left. It's one government. It's either I'm in charge or they're in charge. One person must be in charge.
One person must be in charge.
That's what I told him in Anambra State.
Are you saying that the current government is not in charge?
I said one person must be in charge. We declare war. If you're ready to lead, you must be ready to die. If you're not ready to die, go home.
Are you ready to die for Nigeria?
Yes. Tomorrow, if I'm outside this country and there's war, I'll come back. I'm a Nigerian. I've never had any reason to have any country's passport. I lived abroad for years. People collected different passports. I've never taken it. God created me a Nigerian. And I'm ready to die here. It's one country. We cannot have a state, non-state actors take over the state. It's not possible. We used to have military that kept peace all over the world. Our military were able to help to keep peace from Europe to Sudan to Liberia to Kuwait to everything. What changed? What changed, Rufai?
A lot changed.
Nothing changed. It is you must show commitment. We need to elect people who have the capacity, who have the competence, the compassion and commitment to deal with these issues. I cannot be able to talk about the new elections when our kids are in the bush. We will all go there and die with them. Will you have your children there and you'll be sleeping? It is not possible. Look at what has happened to our general. And people are keeping quiet. How? We have a country. And I can be killed tomorrow. If I die today, I didn't die a young man. I'm 64. So why are you afraid? We deal with it. We're supposed to be in one room now where 24 hours, all the service chiefs, everybody with the president is locked up in one room saying where are we going to blow down again for the things to work. That is the situation.
But a lot of people are saying that your running mates, when he was governor, there was Sharia.
You know, people look for everything to talk. If P2B says, oh, I'm going to discuss within Nnamdi Kanu, they say, oh, supporting Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, Kwankwaso is this. I'm telling you what P2B will do. I will sit down with him. Our problem is not whether there's Sharia or not. That's not our problem. Is it our problem? People who are killing people now, is it because of Sharia? People who are doing this because of, and they tell, oh, because this person did this. My brother, I'm going to talk with everybody. If you make me
will you negotiate with criminals? Will you negotiate with bandits?
Rufai, in uniting the country, anybody who wants peace, I'll talk with him. I'll negotiate with him. Anybody who wants war will go to war.
So you will negotiate with criminals and bandits?
Remember, Rufai, I will discuss with anybody who wants peace. Anybody can say, I've changed, I want peace. I was lecturing doing a lecture in Summit Church on Saturday. I told them how I visited a university in America where the entire faculty is people who came out from prison. From the dean of the faculty, who told me he spent 28 years in prison, to the registrar, who told me he spent 25 years, all the professors there spent years in prison for one offense or the other. So if you say you want to change and be part of this new Nigeria we're trying to build that is possible, yes. If you don't want to be part of it, well, we have reached a point where we have to tell ourselves the truth. If people have decided we can no longer have a peaceful country, that's why I said I will unite the country. I will make sure that nobody is left behind. No tribe is left behind. There will be inclusiveness. We'll show love. We'll show care for everybody.
Okay, let's talk about the judiciary. You've been you're one of the biggest beneficiaries of the judiciary in this country. At the same time, you've had the other side of the judiciary.
Rufai, these things that our institutions are collapsing because of the character of people who are in charge.
What will you do about it?
I don't need you to do the right thing. If you have competence...
So I keep going through this how.
No.
Because are you saying that people don't want to do the right thing?
Rufai, the leader, the competence, the capacity, the character and commitment of the leader is very important. Societies are changed by one person. They are changed by two people. There's no society. Everything you read about Western world today is that they had one leader who was committed to doing the right thing. Everything you read about any other country, show me any country, and I'll tell you that one leader came here and said, no to this, no to this, no to this, no to this. You cannot have people who lack the competence, lack the character, the compassion, commitment, and you want them to drive. It's like going to hire a conductor to be a driver. What is he going to do?
Okay. Also, I'd like to ask you this real quickly. There are a lot of disgruntled people in your party that came to your party, but the primaries have not favored them. What would you like to tell them?
Well,
in fact, somebody came on our show the other day and was talking about how it is very difficult, how they feel shortchanged, how it's just a lot of your loyalists that have been packed in there. What would you like to say as regards all of that?
Let me give you an example of the man who came, who says contested Senate. That man contested Senate in my own senatorial zone. In fact, I've never met him. So how does anybody here believe that somebody who is contesting Senate in my own senatorial zone, and he's from the same local government with me, but I've never met him? You see, what happens in Nigeria is that, Rufai, if you drive a bus here now, and say, let's say you drive a bus, and people feel, oh, this bus is packed with something good. everybody jumps into the bus without knowing who owns the bus, where the bus is going, what the bus is all about. And all of a sudden, they go into it, and when they don't get what they want, they start complaining. This driver is useless. This person is useless. Rufai, we have about 22 registered political parties. Rufai, when I left PDP, I went to Labour. Labour never had presidential candidate before I went there. I was their first presidential candidate ever. I didn't go to where it is lucrative, where things are working. I went to where I work. When I now left ADC, I went to NDC. I always go to where I want to work.
But people also now say that this was you that say, oh, I will never leave in my political party and all of that.
No,
but you've been leaving political parties here and there.
Go and check. You know what they do? I said, people always use incomplete sentence. I told Ojukwu, and I said, sir, I will never leave this party as long as you're here. I would rather go out of politics than leave you or leave this party. That does not say, oh, I will never move to anyone. Party is a vehicle. If that vehicle is no longer headed to my destination, I'll leave it. I enter the one that's headed to my destination. So let nobody tell you, I said, oh, I will never do this. But what I'm telling you, I have never left one to go where there's benefit, there's this, I go where I work. And what I'm appealing to people is that if you're not candidate today, you could be candidate tomorrow. Let's be a family. In family, we're all not going to be winners. If you have 30 people contesting for one seat, only one person will be declared.
Okay. I'd like to ask you about agriculture. And please, because I saw you reeled out some statistics as regards land mass and things like that. At least you'll be able to give us how you'll be able to do
no,
that.
When you
how? How will you do it?
No, when you say, how are we going to do agriculture? How are we going to do this? I've told you, how is not a rocket science. You know, Rufai, I've run a business for, let me tell you, when I was a bank chairman, that's how the smallest bank became 25 billion bank. I'm no longer involved with any bank now. That I can tell you. Wow. When they said banks will move from 2 billion to 25 billion, everybody said, no, let's find who will take us over, who will take us over, do that. I said, me. No. Other banks want to become 25 billion. Why can't we? They said, no, we're too small. We were just barely about under 2 billion. I said, we will become. The rest is history.
But you did something.
No. That's what I'm telling you. We didn't. So, what I have already told you said is that if Bangladesh with 148,000 square kilometers of land, Bangladesh with 148,000 square kilometers, which if you divide it with their population, Rufai, of 170 million, it will come to about 0.87 or something square meter. And Nigeria, with 923,000 square kilometers, divided by the population, is about 4 meters. So 4 meters is what Nigeria is. Bangladesh is 0.87 square kilometers. Nigeria is 4 square kilometers per person. And they produce 50 to 60 million tons of rice. And we are not producing 10% of that. we will do it.
But they don't have the security we have.
No, you see, that's what I'm telling you.
And you're not going to solve that insecurity overnight. Because it's been there for like 20 years.
I'm not
and that's why we keep asking how.
I'm not saying you're going to solve it overnight. But I've also gone to prisons and seen young men who are involved in the same insecurity. You're asking them, why did you do this? They say they have no job. What were you paid in the last operation? 30, 40, 50,000 naira. It's the same thing. The more you put people out of poverty, Rufai, the more you reduce criminality. It's happened all over the world, even in Asia. So that's how. I'm not saying I'm going to solve it overnight. I've never claimed, no, it's Rufai. I've never claimed I'm going to solve it overnight. You can't achieve it overnight. Nobody expects you as a government to have 100% success, but they expect you to have 100% effort.
So
and that's what I'm going to put.
So these are your plans. It will take like 6, 5, 7 years for you to do it.
Rufai, if today, Rufai, you enter, say, me and you decide we are going to London. Rufai, and we bought a piece to London. It takes 6 hours. Rufai, going to Ghana is 1 hour. If that APC announces I'm going to Accra, we're no longer going to London. Rufai, what Nigeria requires now is to be headed in the right direction.
But all these plans will take
our compass
like 6, 7 years to execute.
It doesn't matter. People will see it. I just told you about power plant. That since 2015, and I want you to quote me, till today, government have not initiated or commissioned a new power plant, and they won't do one in 20 years. And I said that now Egypt did increase their own by 28,000 between 2015 and 2021, 6 years. They didn't build it overnight. But I'll tell you, in place where I went in Egypt, I said, how do you feel? They said in 2 years, they saw this plant coming up. What we are doing in Nigeria, Rufai, if you say people today, I'm building a house, in 1 year, they will see the foundation coming out. So they will not say that. Don't you see when builders sell building?
Yeah.
They sell it when they are starting, they are not saying. When the building is now coming out and people are seeing block, yes. What is happening in Nigeria is that every day people are saying, we are building the house. Nobody's seeing the block. The whole thing is going down.
But it will come out.
What is it going to come out? That's what I want to do, to make it come out. So Nigerians will say, Mr. Obi said is going to improve power. And they look around their area and they see the plant being built. That is the hope. But it's not a question of you. Rufai, when I went to Anambra State, I said I'm going to change schools. I was visiting schools. Everybody could see it. I was visiting nursing schools, schools of nursing, midwifery schools of people will see it.
Okay, but you see, the thing about building a house is that you will see the plan.
That's how nations are built. Forget about plan.
You can't build a house without plan.
No, they have no.
You can't build without architectural plan.
Let me even tell you, there's no even plan in this one. Nobody has seen the plan. Nobody has seen the foundation. All they are saying, we will build. We are going to do this. We are going to do this. What we now want to do is I'm going to put the plan and you see the construction site going on.
Okay.
And you feel it.
Okay. But you will need more than one time to do it.
No, you don't need.
Why?
How many times did this man take? No. In 3 years, President Tinubu have pulled from 87 million people to 140 into poverty, minus it in 3 years.
But it's also increased foreign reserve.
No,
in 3 years.
No, forget that. Let's not go there. Don't go there.
Why? Why should you go there? It's part of his achievement.
No.
I can criticize him for other things, but I can also say his achievement.
Please. please, the government are measured by the welfare of the people, not by any other thing. The other thing you do is secondary. It's the welfare of the people. Go and ask the average business.
But it's giving over
business
1.5 million people student loan.
No.
This is not part of the welfare of the people.
You're going to this thing. Go to our schools. Go to our universities. You won't ever enter there. You won't even do anything there.
Okay.
I'm telling you, even there, things will change.
Would you spend one time?
You will see. Yes, strictly.
Won't you do another attempt to see all these?
No.
Why?
When you are driving in the right direction, people will continue. I, Peter, will not spend more than 4 years in office because I believe in stability of the place. But in that 4 years, I would have changed a lot of things. And people will see it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is there anything objectively that we can say in a matter of approach or procedure Nnamdi Kanu did wrong?
Of course, yes.
What did he do wrong?
No, it's not me. It's not for me. What I'm saying is that in negotiation, in trying to bring
can we
peace,
point out and that's why I say objectively speaking, what Nnamdi Kanu did wrong?
No,
if you admit that he has done something wrong, what did he do wrong? Objectively
let me tell you. I've listened to his statements at times, where he said maybe harm somebody, kill somebody, do this and everything, right? I won't say it. I don't say things like that.
He was wrong in that.
He has even said it against me. But I'm saying in building unity, that's why I said I will negotiate, not just Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, all of them, they all use foul languages. But in building unity, Mandela used foul languages and everything. In building unity, it's time for us to overlook this and say, hey, come, we can't build unity like this. Because of what he was doing, Southeast was, cut off from Mondays.
Apart from that,
weeks.
the sit at home, the arms, and all that things.
No. I didn't know about arms. I'm talking about, I just said it, Monday, sit at home, all those things. So, but we are not talking about past. I said, I will build unity. And in building unity, you include everybody. That includes not looking at yesterday, but using the experience of yesterday to build the future and saying, okay, we cut off this line. Everybody, let's come together. Let's live together. Let's love each other.
But what if the agitations continue? See, and you see, the point some people are making.
There's nothing wrong.
Some people are making is this.
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu is not going to be the first that will bring up the agitations for marginalization of.
No, but
Ralph was Ricky.
No, but somebody have just said you just said that somebody said we have reached Biafra.
No, that was Omaye.
No, you said now
that this is the Biafra.
Yeah,
that we need and
so
all
since
of
we
that.
have reached there now, we are reconciling with those who were agitating yesterday.
Okay.
Since we are now in Biafra, let's bring those who agitated for it.
Yeah.
Since somebody have said we have reached it,
so
we are not in it.
So what we are saying is, with all of this he said wrong, right? That you have now admitted to.
I didn't say all of this.
No, he said some things wrong. You admitted
I said even me.
Yeah.
There's things I did that are wrong.
Yeah.
In everybody in his life, including you.
Yeah.
You're not perfect.
Nobody's
we
perfect.
have a wrong side of us. But I'm saying that in building the future, we use the experience of being wrong or things we didn't do well or things we did to do it better.
So do you admit that Nnamdi Kanu was wrong in some regards in his agitation?
Everybody, including me.
No, I'm saying Nnamdi Kanu now, not everybody.
No.
Was he wrong in some regards?
I'm not saying, I can tell you, Rufai, every human being have done things wrong in the past. Whether it's Nnamdi Kanu, whether it's Sunday Igboho, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's this. If we are going to face
so this is what some of your people in opposition to you say. They say you don't come out openly to criticize whatever is done wrong, by Nnamdi Kanu because it's from your sock. That's what they're saying.
That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. They don't follow me.
Okay.
If you follow me whenever things are wrong, whether it's in the east, west, north, I criticize it. But in criticizing it, I keep saying, let us look at it holistically. If I say, oh, there's something driving our people into criminality, they say, oh, because it's your people. But let me tell you, we have so many criminals in government. So let's deal with it holistically.
Okay.
I just said now that I want somebody to examine me and say those things that I did wrong. I challenge people who say that I took money to come out and say where. For example, somebody said, I've taken money belonging to a party, and I told you now that what they challenge me, I want them to show me where 1% is missing. So if you say, Peter, I've taken $13 million from my account, I say, show me where 130,000 is missing. He's taking 13 billion or 15 billion. I say, show me 150 million. Who knows that?
I won't talk about Sheikh Gumi. We've been saying with Sheikh Gumi, you know. What's your take about Sheikh Gumi that supports or that says things in favor of these bandits?
I keep saying.
Objectively,
I keep saying.
Are there things that you can say Sheikh Gumi has done wrong?
I keep saying, I want to discuss with everybody. I'm not here to apportion blame. Who is wrong? Who is right? I want to sit down with everybody. In solving these problems, I want to sit down with everybody and say, let's go this way, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. For example, as president, I will sit down with people and talk. And you see it. I did it as governor. I brought people, traditional rulers.
What if they don't listen to you?
They will listen to me now. They are in the problem. How can you say you call somebody who is sick, come to hospital, say he won't come? He will come now because he wants to be here. He wants to recover.
You met President Tinubu, and when they had the ceremonies for the Pope, and you had a conversation was facilitated by Kayode Fayemi. I mean, what did you say to him?
No, we didn't have a conversation. We just greeted each other. Yeah, we just greeted.
Have you spoken to him on some of these your ideas? Have you guys? Do you interact? Do you exchange or compare?
No.
Notes?
We have not. We don't do that.
Do you think you and the values of your value and the value of President Tinubu align?
Well, that's for Nigerians to judge, not me. They
so
will know.
You don't align on anything?
No. I said the president. You cannot assess yourself. You allow the public to assess you. The Nigerian people is assessing both of us and know whether our values are aligned.
Can I ask you, is there anything President Tinubu has done well?
Well, it's not a question of what is done well or what is done. It's to say what is improvements. Under President Tinubu, I said it, more people have been thrown into poverty. Our debt has increased. Power supply has worsened. So you know, because you are an investigative journalist, maybe there's some things you know that is better. But I don't know. If I did, I should be asking you.
Okay, so for you, you are saying the debt has increased, things are better, so for you, there's nothing he's done well. You can't see it.
If I see, I will commend it.
Okay, so there's nothing he's done well for you. Can I also ask you this? Your path is not an easy one, no. Pio. You suffered a lot of betrayals. How do you deal with betrayal? There was somebody on TV yesterday, Valentine. He's also left your fold. He used to be your very strong inner caucus man. He went to vie for APC and all of that. You've had people that are close to you leave you. How do you keep moving on with all these betrayals?
Well, let me tell you. Nobody have actually betrayed me.
Okay. Even Kenneth Okonkwo?
No.
Okay.
They actually, if it's betrayed, they're betraying the country. Rufai, my commitment is to Nigeria. I have no reason to be involved in what I'm doing today, because it's putting my life, personal life, into difficulty, into risk. My family are suffering for it. I have no reason. I don't need, and I say it categorically, I do not need a penny of public money to live today. If God keeps me the way I am today, Rufai, I can afford to live and eat 3 square meals for the rest of my life. Every week, Rufai, I visit a school, a hospital, mosque every week. You can go and check it. Just start today documenting it. And in each that I go, Rufai, I've not spent less than 10 million naira. Not one. I do not need public money. That's why I said, if I go into public today and say public money that I'm not entitled to, I ought to receive punishment from God. I want to see Nigeria work for the young Nigerians.
You know, when you talk about not stealing public money, people are quick to say the brewery matter. You invest in brewery.
No, they been investigated. In fact, go and investigate it. Go and investigate everything I've done in my life. If you find anything wanting, I stop campaigning. I've challenged people since I left in 2014. Forget the rumor. I said I don't deal with rumor. Everything I do is open. You've just asked me, they said he's involved with the Pandora Papers. It's a structured estate transfer system which I save little money for my family annually. No, not. It's open to everybody. Open to you. If you want, I give you the statement, everything inside it. I don't hide it.
You talked about your family. Is Nigeria worth the suffering your family is going through for all of this?
I tell them that. I tell my children. I can tell you my children thinks that Dad should do this.
The children are convinced?
Oh yes, my daughter every day says to me, listen, with all sense of humility, listen, Dad, why should people be sick and they can't go to hospital? My son does the same thing. I'll show you when I finish what they write to me in this thing. Because it doesn't make sense. If you go to Indonesia, every community have a primary health care. Today, Indonesia have 95% insurance coverage. If you're sick, you go to hospital. Everybody. Nigeria doesn't even have 5%. All these people here, if they are sick today, the only thing they can do is to go to church to pray. No countries developed by miracle. They produce by productivity. People need to earn money. So all these people trying to play magic, do this. We have now right where we are getting even magic money, miracle money. Nobody does that. It's by productivity. You have to be productive. All the young people are asking here is opportunity to be entrepreneurial, opportunity to be productive, and that is what the engineer want to unleash. And you unleash it by investing in education, especially technical education, invest in health of the people, invest in pulling them out of poverty. You cannot expect a young man who wants to start a business to go to a bank and borrow money at 35% and survive. How? In Indonesia, the official interest rate is 15%. SMEs are giving money at 5%. And they are giving training. My brother, I went there, I studied all this.
And you will activate it here?
Well, everything I promised in Anambra State, I delivered. I said I'll change education. And I'll make sure...
Some people still say you didn't build schools.
No, I don't like arguing with... You always like arguing with people who are just living off Confucian. I don't go there. Rufai, The only place I have a house that is my own, the only place I have a house that is my own, built by me in Nigeria, is in Onitsha. And I live there. Come and go there with me and see how the people will feel. You think they see somebody coming from outside, but I live there with them.
Mr. Peter Obi, as we wrap up this conversation, you are like Marmites. Those that love you will love you so much, and those that don't like you will not like you.
Those who don't like me are those who don't like the future, a better future for the people of Nigeria.
Do you have a message for those that whatever you say, they will never see you and say, okay, let me give this man a chance? What's your message
appealing to them for the sake of their own grandchildren. Some of them will think they have made enough money today, but for the sake of their own grandchildren, their children might not be as lucky as they are. Let's build a society. Rufai, all I want is a society where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody. Rufai, on Saturday I was speaking at a gathering. I told them, I started business in this country. I was a trader because I was born in a trading family. And I went into university, saw opportunity. I told them how I came into University of Nigeria and Soka. Noticed there was no even good supermarket in the university. And I started one. Not only I started one, Rufai, I bought my first car. Not official, as a student. I had a taxi then, before then. But a car that I used at first, Volkswagen. I went to J. Ali in Enugu. I said I have the receipt. Paid 2,700 naira. Brand new Volkswagen.
What year was this?
1980. 81. Brand new. Drove it there, 2,800 naira. To University of Nigeria, Suka. Everybody knows that motto. AN 700 SA. That's the number. In my second year, third year, I went to Mano Motors, bought brand new 505 SR, 7,200 naira. In the same country where I used to trade, I go to London over the weekend, buy things, come here and sell. Student fare was 100 naira. I give my bank 500 naira. They give me 300 naira. They give me $500. PTA was 1,000. So for this 100 naira, I get $1,000. In the same country, nobody today can do anything. When I finished university, Rufai, I used to park my car under the car park in Murtala Mohammed Airport. On Thursday, Friday, enter plane to New York. Buy items, enter the same Nigerian Airways. Back on Sunday, drive my car to Onitsha. Rufai, it cannot walk. I drive from Onitsha to Lagos here, enter Nigerian Airways to New York. 150 naira, 55 naira ticket. I come back. All of a sudden, it's finished. I want to give these young ones opportunity God gave me. We cannot. People of my age today are stealing what they don't need. How long would they live? When I was coming here, I was telling my colleague, I said, I had a partner in the UK. If you're 60, you live 3/4 of your life. Because the normal life of a human being is about 80. When you're over 80, life becomes meaningless. So if you have lived 60 years, you've lived 3/4. The remaining 20 is for you to help to build a good society, reconcile with people you're quarreling with, so you can go in peace. No time to start stealing money, building houses, stealing houses. No. It shouldn't be.
Mr. Peter Obi, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much out of a very busy schedule, taking out time to come here to speak to us on this podcast network. Thank you so
very much.
And please, this is an open invitation to other presidential candidates across every political party. We're here for the conversations. We're here to be able to talk to all of you, to be able to get your thoughts and opinion. And we're waiting for your manifesto where you tell us how you give
it won't show how. It will show what I will do.
Yeah.
How is when I start.
Okay.
And you'll be seeing it. And you'll be feeling it.
Okay, so we've got a couple of questions, quick take questions before we go. You can see it on the board. Can Peter Obi explain in good detail how he give us affordable electricity? Just like question I've been asking. Can he explain how he will rehabilitate the Nigerian police service, how he will educate them and operate their tech skills? How does Peter Obi intend to tackle our healthcare system, bring it up to the 21st century? Can he explain in details? How do you intend to release Nigeria from excess loan borrowed? How do you intend to make it a safe place? Is it possible to scrap NYSC? These are some of the questions. Mr. Peter, if you want to, take them on, these are some of our questions.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I keep saying, for me, how people will see when we start, we cannot give you details of what we want to do. What is the details about dealing with the issue of education? We will massively ensure that we drop a task force that will start an issue of out of school children by investing in education. And that investment will not be speculative. It will be, when I went to Anambra State as governor, I visited at least every secondary school twice. Primary schools, everywhere. So when you start doing that, people will start saying, today I'm working in about a few Almajiri schools. How are we going to release Nigeria from excess borrowing? No, I didn't say we won't borrow. I will explain to Nigerians why we need to borrow and what we are going to use the money we are borrowing for. It must be invested in productive sector, not for consumption. Not just borrow for the sake of borrowing. We will borrow. But when we're going to show where we're doing it, if I talk about going to invest in power, if I'm going to do it, we're going to borrow money. But where is the money we borrowed? Where is it? Can you answer for that? No, that's the problem.
Healthcare, how we intend to tackle healthcare?
The people should go to Anambra State. And when I came to Anambra State, there was no single school of nursing, midwifery, health technology that's accredited. By the time I have over a dozen.
Okay.
So there's a place that's happened.
Okay.
And that's what I wrote in my manifesto. One-page manifesto. I didn't go to explain to anybody. But when I said, I'll change education, schools we are doing this. When I came, it changed.
Almajiri kids, out of school children, out of school Almajiri?
I'm visiting them now. I have 2 or 3 schools, Almajiri schools. I'm sponsoring already in the north. They're easy to do the studies and everything. And I've been to Indonesia, the highest Muslim country. And I've shown, you see how it will happen. So no problem.
Police service?
Well, again, you will see the training. You will see the effort. Once you have somebody who have commitment, you deliver them.
I'd like to say a very big thank you once again. I mean, these are just some quick fire questions we have to take at the end. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody. That's about all we can take on this on platform. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes.